Hello and welcome back to another Wheels and Journeys car review. I'm your host Prashirwin Naidu, and today you're welcome with me inside the Ford Everest XLT Sport. And I know this car has been in the market for some time. You know, Ford has done their due diligence of giving us some interesting cars over the years. Obviously the hot seller, the Ford Ranger, and now we are in the Everest. So who does this go head to head with? Well, of course, the Toyota Fortuner, which of course many South Africans gravitate towards. It is popular in the market, and let's not forget the Mitsubishi Pajero, which I don't know what happened to Mitsubishi. They've kind of gone off the radar. And obviously last but most certainly not least, I do like the Isuzu MU-X. But first, what are the hallmarks of the Ford Everest? Well, firstly, it's a comfortable set of wheels. I think in its category for what it is, it's probably the most refined drive you'll ever be able to sit in. I haven't yet sampled the Fortuner, but I can imagine from a lot of colleagues, they do say that the Ford Everest is the most plushest in that category. So let's take their word for it. But that being said, what's going on with the design? Well, our test unit looked quite good with the white and black combination, 20-inch black wheels, your sport badging. The front end, of course, is quite, I like that bold boxy look it has to it. It's very I don't want to say sexy, but I want to say it just garners a lot of good attention. And yes, arguably it's a design that I think will age quite well in time versus the yesteryear Everest, which at the time when it first came out, I was a kid, a young starry-eyed kid, and I remembered how it looked, and it looked quite good, but it's chunky. Now we are more in the streamlined kind of, aesthetic, which is what you can admire. And just from overall the cabin, you sit in the cabin, it's quite plush, it's quite, refined, and it has that sophistication, and it's simplistic. It has Ford's Sync 3 system, Apple CarPlay. I really haven't found it to be a trouble at all. Your digital cluster, your driver's cluster, your multifunctional steering wheel, leather wrap steering wheel too, and just these seats are also quite comfy. You have your sport badging on the seats, and it's a practical people mover. You have about 7 seats available, especially for the families. Boot space and all those figures are put right down there in the screen for you to have a look, but it's quite nice. Electronic tailgate. I do see that driver assistance systems is not really much. It does have blind spot assist, which is handy. Lane center keeping. It does, alert you that you need to keep your steering straight. But apart from that, overall it has all the creatures of comfort, off-roading modes, 2H, 4H. It's perfectly capable. You can get it in 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This is all-wheel drive, so I think rather up for the all-wheel drive because you just have more versatility if you're going to go off-road. And just from overall just driving in the city commutes, I did take it to my mentor's farm today, and just obviously from the light gravel sessions, and it's a refined drive. It's obviously I've driven all the Ranger derivatives, and now I'm driving Everest, so it feels very much similar with that ballpark. And it has a 2 liter single turbo diesel motor, so it has enough torque. I think about 132 kilowatts, 400 newton meters of torque. It has a nice amount of punch. When you need the torque, it's there. It's paired with a nice slick 10-speed transmission, and I didn't feel it at all to be, jerky or lag in response. I think when you need the power, it's there at the tap of your foot. And we are cruising, it's kind of relatively peak traffic, and as I put my foot down, it's instant. It feels instant. You feel the torque. It goes, it gets moving. And for a diesel motor, it's quite silent, so you don't hear much. It's not robust, it's quite subdued, which is nice. From a day-to-day driving perspective, I really cruised when I came to the farm today. It's about an 80-kilometer drive back and forth. I got about 10.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which I know you may be thinking that doesn't sound all that efficient, but it actually is. And my range went up as well, light cruising. But I just like the way this Bucky, I like the way this SUV moves. You feel it, and it's quite nice. You don't feel at all you're driving something old. You don't feel that it's like a car. It feels just nimble. It's not, even though it's a robust SUV, you think it's chunky. It's very agile in its dimensions. And so that being said, yes, the Ford Everest Sport, pricing is about 958,000 Rand. Would I buy it personally? I'd definitely take a stab at it. I think it would be quite a nice, family SUV to have, especially on long journeys. But I think for me, I've driven the V6 Platinum a while back, and the V6 Platinum just has a lot more torque, a lot more punch, a lot more kick, and I much prefer that buttery smooth 3-liter V6 turbo diesel motor than this. This is like, with regards to pricing and all that sorts, the Platinum is about 200,000 Rand extra. This is, I think, just go big or go home. I'm on that path, and from what I remembered, for fuel wise, the Platinum wasn't so heavy. It was about 11 liters per 100 kilometers, so roughly about the same fuel outputs. But yeah, that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you want to read more for the nitty-gritty details, click the link down below in the Linktree link for the full article review of the Ford Everest Sport. And you can have a listen to my radio instead too. And catch me every Friday on 12:30 at Capricorn FM. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Please do have a blessed week. Cheers.